Hi, my name is Crystal. This is Shay, Tamim, Josh, and we have Victor. And we are presenting on the Grand Canyon, a very beautiful natural geological wonder. Just a little introduction for the Grand Canyon. It's located on the Colorado Plateau of northwestern Arizona and measures about 18 miles wide at its widest point, with an average of 10 miles across and about 6,000 feet deep. It's believed to be carved over millions of years by water erosion. The canyon displays over 40 layers of many different types of environments that the continent went through, and its formation is widely contested, with some believing that it was carved by the canyon, it was carved by the river, and others believing that it was carved by uplift. Just a little geography. As stated, it is and in its central portion, you can see the Colorado River flowing through it. It is also sandwiched between two dams, with the Glen Dam in the east and the Hoover Dam in the west. The Grand Canyon is almost like a area frozen in time. And you can see through all the layers from the Precambrian period all the way up until current times. At its bottommost layer is the Vishu schist, which is dated to 1.8 billion years ago. On top of that is the Bright Angel Shell, seen here, which is about 515 million years old when the area was covered by a warm, shallow sea. Its next layer, called the Hermit Shell, dates to about 280 million years ago and shows that the area turned from a shallow sea to a coastal plain. On top of that is the Coconicco sandstone layer, which dates back to 275 million years ago when the area completely dried out and turned into a desert. Next is the Kaibab limestone layer, which is about 270 million years old, which shows that the area, which was once a sea, turned into a desert, and then was covered once again by another shallow sea.
Now we're going to focus on the methods. The formation of the canyon relies on multiple theories, but the one we will focus on today is fluvialism, which is proposed by John Strong Newberry. He stated that the high perpendicular walls belong to a vast system of erosion and were wholly due to the action of water.
The law of superposition states that the younger rocks will be on the top and the older rocks will be on the bottom. These are the layers right here, and that's pretty much a description of how it should be. So it helped in understanding the rocks on the Grand Canyon and how they'd be layered throughout. The Great Unconformity is the time gap between the Cambrian and the Precambrian. It's a long time period. It was around 175 years of lost time. The time was eroded away. The rocks were eroded away and they weren't preserved at this time. That's why there's just a time gap. The carving of the Grand Canyon, its main suspect is the Colorado River, and it happened between 5 to 6 million years ago. And it carved all the way down to 6,000 feet of rock, so you can tell by the rocks that were shown. It comes from the Permian to the Precambrian time periods, and you can see all those rocks there. And it's also a lot of superposition. You can see how old the rocks are. So how is this information useful? It can be used in other fields of study. It helps determine the Earth history and how it was developed. It gives more insight for other fields of study, and can be used to experience certain time periods in this area and know how the environment was. It can help other topics and help answer questions that were not understood.